A sudden knock awakened me from my morning coffee, the mug still warm in my hands as I shuffled to the door in a worn flannel and mismatched socks through the window. I caught sight of them, a woman with a clipboard and a tight bun, a man in a slick suit muttering into a Bluetooth, and a photographer setting up a drone near my barn. My stomach turned. I hadn't called for anything, wasn't expecting guests, and sure as hell hadn't invited strangers to treat my ranch like a public square. I swung the door open, ready to send them packing, but the woman cut me off. "Good, you're up. We're showing the property today. Stay out of the way. My farm, my home, my land." Somehow they were trying to sell it. While I stood in my own doorway, I thought it was a sick joke. It wasn't. This was Vanessa. Hole the HOA president from 2 streets away, and she'd lost her grip on reality. It began when the county green lit a sprawling development close to my ranch. One of the last holdouts not consumed by the HOA's grip, became a target my great-grandfather had carved this place from nothing. After the war, building the cabin by hand, expanding it into fields, and a creek-fed paradise, developers drooled over the fertile soil. But I rejected each offer, regardless of the zeros. Each rejection made Vanessa's smile thinner, her eyes icier. She wasn't merely an HOA president. She was a dictator in yoga pants patrolling in a golf cart, like a warlord looking for people for unapproved bushes or late trash cans. My property wasn't hers to command, but that didn't deter her. It started with veiled jabs. Ms. dispensed. HOA newsletters emphasized clauses regarding property compliance. I dismissed it, big mistake on the porch. Vanessa didn't flinch when I demanded explanations. They're rezoning your parcel for lakeside meadows. Next phase, clubhouse tennis courts. You'll receive a buyout. "You're welcome," she replied, her smile manufactured. The realtor chattered on about market comps and escrow timelines as if I'd already signed away my soul. Then I saw a Faral sign thrust into my driveway's dirt yelling prime development contact, Vanessa Lakeside, HOA. My blood boiled. I yanked it out, almost dislocating my shoulder, and roared for them to leave. Vanessa tooted, calling me hysterical. The photographer kept snapping. The realtor asked about my barn's build year. I started recording on my phone. They left only when I threatened the sheriff and a trespassing lawsuit, Vanessa muttering about community progress. I stood clutching the sign, staring at their tire tracks, realizing this wasn't about land, it was about erasing me. I checked my trail cams. That afternoon footage showed Vanessa and the realtor stalking my property at dawn, gesturing, laughing, peering inside my barn. I saved it, marked Vanessa's invasion, and hardly slept my mind. In a tizzy, was the county in on it? Had she filled false papers? My deed was Cleoline's. No permits, merely her temerity wagering I'd crack. She'd underestimated me. Morning made me go to the county records office, where I ran into Lisa, an old friend, at the window. She pulled out my file, and Frozia's zoning petition submitted by the HOA on my parcel number remained pending without my signature. "This shouldn't be possible," she whispered. Vanessa wasn't merely bullying. She was forging a legal theft. I left with the forged petition, Lisa's card, and a fire in my belly. She wanted a clubhouse. I'd give her a courtroom, sipping coffee on my porch. I schemed. Vanessa thought she could bury me in paperwork. But I'd spent years in the Marines learning how to take down threats at the zoning office. I discovered her petition, bearing Owen Tate, a clerk she boasted about cutting corners at an HOA meeting. Lisa verified Owen did not have authority for such submissions, assuring an investigation. I called my attorney, Greg, who gasped. They attempted to what I sent him. The video signed photos and zoning fraud. He told me to document everything and prepare for escalation. My nephew Ethan, a cybersecurity expert, came with drones, motion news sensors, and trail cams, smiling. "Let's fortify this community. We caught 2 vehicles sneaking past my property, one taking livestock photos." I forwarded the clips to Greg and Lisa. The county suspended. Owen, the zoning permit was pulled as fraud. Vanessa dug in, sending a threatening letter with consequences of not complying with community growth. I laughed until I choked her flyers, landed in mailboxes, advertising a clubhouse pool and dog park. Me Ranch Central labeled Construction 2025. A neighbor, Tim, took me to the HOA website, where an animation transformed my barn into a condo backdrop. I patrolled my fence line that night, flashlight in hand, thermos in the other, my great-grandfather's words ringing in my ears. Protect this land, and it'll protect you. Ethan and I reinstalled boundary stakes, uncovering iron markers from 1948, as strong as our claim. Then Vanessa fell through. I saw her by my creek with a couple offering my shed as a spa in the future. I stormed down, camera rolling, and gave them the report. On zoning fraud, my name bolded. The couple paid. Vanessa soured. They ran. This was more than defense. It was revelation. Saturday had a caravan, 5 cars, strangers in suits looking at my barn. One referring to me as the caretaker, a brochure. HOA branded listed my land with Vanessa's name. They stated I'd be relocated. I pointed to my deed posted by the mailbox and threatened the sheriff. They dispersed, one muttering about unprofessionalism. I laughed, sending Greg the brochure. He referred to it as potential wire fraud online. I cautioned the neighborhood, eliciting responses and images of Vanessa's texts, stating my land was HOA secured. Proof accumulated Sunday. Vanessa barged my driveway with a realtor yelling when my locked gate cut her off. I watched upstairs, cameras rolling. She called someone, probably the sheriff, but I was prepared. Sheriff Cole, an old baseball teammate, showed up smiling when he spotted me. Vanessa spun falsehoods about my squatting on public property. Cole read my deed lease's forgery note and buyer messages, then cautioned Vanessa about trespassing and misrepresentation charges. She froze. Her realtor slunk off. Cole vowed to watch my back, taking my pickles with a laugh. I hired my cousin Mia, a social media expert, to create a video, Vanessa's flyers trespassing footage. Sheriff Cole's warning, all set to a 6-minute takedown, titled HOA President, Attempts to Sell My Farm. While I reside here, we posted it everywhere. Local groups, HOA forums, real estate subs. It blew up, thousands of views, comments fuming over Vanessa's arrogance, radio shows, buzzed a board member. Carl resigned and leaked emails, demonstrating Vanessa targeting several non-HOA parcels for her entire pavilion. A reporter published it, linking my video. Vanessa called a closed HOA meeting, but bylaws compelled it public. I arrived with 40 residents, faces hard. Vanessa deflected blame, miscommunications. I exhibited my proof footage, brochures, scams, files. Carl's emails, the room gasped. A resident asked, "Did you list his property?" Vanessa admitted, zealous zoning. The board voted her off, suspending her from the HOA. She quit, squelched by shame. A new president. Mark apologized, rolling back all HOA plans. Greg filed a suit, fraud, trespassing, libel. Vanessa's attorney pressed for a settlement. But we stood firm. The county investigated other targeted parcels. 2 homeowners recounted near identical stories. Mia's video went viral on a national HOA watchdog named Peak Entitlement. My land was re-registered as untouchable. I added a sign, Family Ranch. 1948. No trespassers, no tours, no Vanessas. Then I hit deeper. Vanessa's lot on the other side of the road, used for HOA sales, was beyond their zone. I purchased the strip between it and the road, blocking access without my easement. None granted. She walked through a ditch. She once fined spring brought peace. I owned her property, converting it into freedom. Pause, dog park with ramps, benches, and a sign where boundaries flourish. Opening day, welcomed kids and dogs pour in. Neighbors greeting my hand, one saying, her kids finally felt welcome. Vanessa's court-ordered apology arrived. Stiff lawyer prepared, admitting fraud. I framed it alongside my great-grandfather's deed and a park photo. Muddy paws, wagging tails on my porch, observing kids play across the road. I felt balance, not revenge, but justice. Vanessa attempted to steal my legacy. I built one that would outlast her, proving no one can erase a man who stands his.